Alright, I'm doing my intro. I'll talk to you later, Matt. Welcome, everyone. This is going to be day 2 of Vintage Playoff Testing. We're giving Rug and 6 a... I was in queue, it was just in the background. We're testing Rug and 6 some more. I put the list up on Twitter and had a bunch of the bigger name vintage players take a crack at it, tell me what they thought was wrong, what they thought could be better. Got some pretty interesting feedback. So today we're going to try quite a few things. We took out some of the more cute cards. We're playing the full Xerox set of cantrips. We're trying a Dak Narset split. I wanted to try maybe replacing a fetch land with a draw card. I thought that would be pretty interesting. I don't know how good that one is. That one's just something that came up last stream. And then we retooled the sideboard. For Graveyard Hate, we're going to go with Trap Cage instead. Filling out some more Lightning Bolt Pyroblast. And then we're condensing the Artifact Hate into Nature's Claims as a way to utilize a forest, splash over on Enchantment Hate, and be a little more low cost compared to something like an Energy Flux. Still playing the double Tabernacle for Survival, Dredge, etc. So let's get into our match. We're playing round 1 versus Matt. Matt's probably not on a blue deck. Been pretty upset about that recently. No matter what, I think this hand's just not good enough. This hand isn't the strongest, but I think this is fine. I think a Lightning Bolt should line up well against what he's doing. Wasteland could be reasonable as well. Like, this is a pretty strong hand against, yeah, definitely want that. This is a pretty strong hand against, like, turn 1 Deathbright Shaman. Oh, it's just bizarre. Never mind. Maybe it'll be Survival, in which case Narset will actually be good. No, it's just fucking Dredge. Excuse my language. Alright, well, we have a Wasteland, and he doesn't have Dredgers, so we just have to beat this hollowed one. Doesn't look like we'll be playing Narset now, though we could if we wanted to. Narset would just cantrip. I don't really know how much room we have, Jim, for 3 mana walkers. I really liked 3 Dak Faden, so it might be 3 Dak Faden, 1 Narset or something. Like, if this was a Dak Faden, it's so much better. But the fact that this is Narset means we can't actually steal this hollowed one. I don't really think I want to use it either. I'm going to pass. So, like, I'm pretty upset that this isn't Dak Faden right now. So, let's chalk 1 up in the anti-Narset camp. So, all we have to do is beat a hollowed one before our opponent draws some action. So, not the worst. Wasteland in the main right now is just, it feels really good. Alright, I think it's time to cantrip our Narset. Yeah, I like that one. I'll take an Ancient Grudge, sure. That's a good find. Alright, Narset. Alright, we'll strike the point back off the Narset. Narset, you did alright. You're not the worst. You didn't steal the hollowed one, but you did find a way to kill it, so. We're obviously not going to Ancient Grudge on our turn. We got to play around something like a Force of Negation. Not that our opponent... Oh, they're just going to... Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense. If our Grudge is going to die anyways. That's really the only Grudge target in the deck, so... Opponent went for themselves so they could Dredge with the Grave Troll. So I could have forced that. And it could have been correct. I didn't really see that it was targeting them, though, which I guess I should have looked for. If I knew they were targeting themselves, would I have forced it? Possibly. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that was probably a misplay on my part. I didn't even look. Unfortunately, we can't get all the colors of mana here. I'm gonna go with the Valk. So let's see how much my misplay comes back to bite us. He gets to dredge once with this Grave Troll. Hit a Bloodghast, another Icarid. So not the worst. Opponent does have the ability to bring a Bloodghast into play. Doesn't really trigger anything though, and if we want, we can bolt this at any time. Obviously, this gets a little weird. We don't really want to... We could, like, bolt this and Wasteland the Undiscovered Paradise so that the Bloodghast can't keep coming back. But I don't really see a reason to do that right now. We might need to, like, play a Dak Faden or something. So this, like, obviously puts us weak to a top deck Bazaar, but there are only 2 more Bazaars in their deck. And this can, like, get rid of the Bloodghast. I don't know. Is that good? We only really need to get rid of the Bloodghast if they have a way to, like, Hagak us or something like that. But I lose my opportunity if they, say, activate this and return it on their untap. I just need a Goyf and a green mana. I think this is fine. Alright. I can respond to that, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do it, actually, I think. I don't know if this is correct. I don't have enough reps of this to know if this is correct. I guess it can just get eaten by an Icarid, but that's also fine with me right now. I do need to realize that one thing can come back at some point. Oh, it just has another Undiscovered Paradise? Did I know that? No. Alright, so just drew Undiscovered Paradise. Okay, well. That didn't work out as well as planned. That's a good draw, though. We get Mental Misstep, I guess. Ah, yes. I want both of those. So... top... Just don't crack this. That's going to help a lot. That's going to be our clock. Opponent's still looking to just draw Bazaar, I guess. Don't really know what else matters. So 2 and 44. I can't really attack this turn. We get to swing back. We just have to be careful to not somehow die to multiple Icarids. I guess opponent can now cast Cabal Therapy from their hand as well. Which is worth noting. Oh, they're just going to cast Hagak because they brought back an Icarid. Okay. That makes sense. We have the Force of Will for that, so that's pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean that's like probably a game saver. So now the Icarid should die, I guess. As long as our opponent can find some more help, They could definitely cast Hogak again, but they need to get another creature in play. Man, this draw land thing, highly problematic. They can bring back this Ichord if they exile their Hogak. They would have to have drawn another Hogak for that to matter. I guess they can actually just use this as mana. So right now they're only one card in the graveyard away. So this is black, black, and they need to find one more card in their yard to cast another one. But they don't have a way to get a card in their yard at the moment. Snap Time Walk should be good. They can't spend real mana? Is that not how this works? Oh, you can't spend real mana. Okay. So, yeah, I haven't been playing much Modern, so I haven't seen very much of that card yet. Alright, so this should be game. So, opponent needed to be able to get another creature in the graveyard to bring back Ichord. Still would need another, yeah. They basically just needed to draw Bazaar, basically. They were able to cast a Hogak there, though. So that, like, was a pretty big play that a normal Dredge deck couldn't do, which is pretty cool. Opponent is a little bit better against Tabernacle than a typical pitch Dredge deck. Yeah, I probably still board in Tabernacle. So, Pyroblast gone. Don't really want Mental Misstep. Lightning Bolt for a clock is like an interesting thing we can do. I don't really like We Fear. I actually don't really think I don't really know if I need Grudge per se. I'm like super not big fan of Narset here. Though I guess Narset could be decent if our opponent doesn't have Dredgers. Matt doesn't think that Matt is playing this deck to be resilient to Tabernacle, is what he says. I asked Matt if I'm supposed to board in the Tabernacles in this matchup, so all in the name of testing. I'm pretty sure we need to leave in Force of Wills because a resolved Hogak is a problem. We just started. What should be the other fetch land? Yeah, you were right. It should be Wooded Foothills then. Yes, you're correct. It should be Wooded Foothills. I missed that. I just put the forest in, so I definitely missed that. Is this hand good enough? Yeah, probably. I did think about it, to be fair. I don't think we want a basic land. I think a basic land is like... I just don't think we want a basic land. I think like the ability how do I want to say this? We can't play an island because we need to be able to cast Ren and 6. So it has to be a forest or a mountain, and I think the forest and mountains are really bad in our deck. So am I supposed to lead Strip Mine or am I supposed to lead Tabernacle? I assume Strip Mine. So yeah, I just don't think we want a forest or a mountain in our deck. So I don't really think we want a basic. Opponent has a petrifying field. Annoying, to say the least. So I don't think we have to play Tabernacle this turn. Opponent isn't going to be able to put creatures into play on our turn right now anyways, so we're probably better off with just... I think we'd actually just want Volcanic. Preordain. I think I'm going to bottom the Ponder and keep the Emerald. I don't think I have time to be pondering. I'm looking to maybe Dak next... Well, we probably have to Tabernacle next turn. But if we could, like, Tabernacle and Goyf, that'd be okay, too. I guess maybe it still could be greedy even taking the... I don't know. We need to find a Ravenous Trap, too. And Dak can hit a trap. So opponent has no bridges, but they have a Bazaar. It's possible we're supposed to bottom Emerald to try to find a trap. But I mean... If opponent puts a bunch of creatures into play here, Tabernacle should still be good. You can't quote me on things I didn't say. Triple Grave Troll off the Bazaar here. Still nothing in play. I don't know if opponent's deck can put a Hasty Threat into play. I'm not 100% sure. But this at least gives us an opportunity to find a Ravenous Trap. Probably should have played the Emerald first. We're looking for a Ravenous Trap. We found a Wasteland, which isn't the worst. I'm going to keep another red source. Put one of the bolts away and keep the Wasteland. Though I assume we have to play this Tabernacle next turn. Obviously, this Icarid can come into play. Opponent still doesn't have Bazaar bridges, but they should get bridges this turn. I think we had to hit Ravenous Trap, like, this turn. Opponent doesn't even have to be exposed to Ravenous Trap. He can put a couple Icarids into play now. I don't really know. We have to find... We really need to find a Ravenous Trap there. So, opponent can't kill Dak and... Can't kill Dak and play Hogak and play around Ravenous Trap. Dakmore Salvage does technically play around Ravenous Trap. This is an interesting turn. Opponent knows my list, so they're doing the best they can to play around the card that matters in Ravenous Trap and to bring back Dakmore Salvage to play around Tabernacle. I can't play 2 lands in one turn in my deck, so I can't play Tabernacle and Wasteland Dakmore Salvage to kill Hogak. So I'm going to have an issue. The opponent can't kill Dak Fade in this turn, which does help. Opponent is not going to even bother. That makes sense. So, yeah. Yeah. So... We still are priced into playing the Tabernacle. Opponent gets to actually activate the Bazaar here because they know we don't have Ravenous Trap. Opponent has 9 cards in library. If we draw combinations of like Ancestral Dak, we can threaten to kill them. depending on how they dredge here. We are dead on the next turn if we don't find a way to trap them. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to be able to trap them, because we have to get 3 cards in their yard somehow. I don't really think we can. So we'll have a bolt for 1 Icarid, but 2 Icarids in Hagok is lethal. So don't know. I guess we can plus our DAC on them. If we draw a Ravenous Trap naturally, we can plus DAC on them, Wasteland, and trap them. And then we can Tabernacle on the next turn after we Ravenous Trap away their salvage. We have to draw Trap, though. We didn't draw Trap. So we have to draw Goyf to chump block. Opponent has Assassin's Trophies in their deck. That's interesting. Well, these lands are never doing anything, so... Time Walk is great here, as it kills Hagok. We still have an Icarid problem, but... Alright, we found a trap, but we have no way of triggering it. Opponent does not have to activate Bazaar, because opponent can just bring back their Icarids. 1 black, 1... Yeah. So Trap no longer does it. So we have to hit Time Walk, I think. It's possible we were supposed to keep one of the fetch lands in case we hit a 3rd bolt, so that we could double bolt Icarids. So I'm just going to make Matt play around it correctly, and then we'll concede. Matt knows we have a bolt in our hand as well, so... So attack, the Icarid attack last turn hitting us was good, because we can't trigger Trap. There's no way for us to cast Ravenous Trap. Unless I don't know how to play Ravenous Trap, which is possible. Am I not playing Trap correctly? I thought 3 cards have to go into our opponent's graveyard from anywhere. Yeah, there's absolutely no way for us to trigger Ravenous Trap to get the Icarids. So I don't see any reason of keeping a trap that is not going to save us when we can try to draw a Time Walk. Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me, Cho. What do you think? This hand has no hate in it. But I don't think that makes it a bad keep. Oh, okay. Yeah, he had 3 Icarids, so 1 bolt was never saving us. Because I discarded the other bolt and fetched for a green land. Those both could have been misplays, it's possible. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan this hand and try to hit a trap hand with a wasteland. Probably. Let's mulligan this hand. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Cage is like not good against. Well, I guess this does stop Hagok, right? Players can't cast spells from graveyards. So double Serum Powder, keep 7. Second Ravenous Trap. Do we want second Ravenous Trap? It's not very good against Cabal Therapy, but it's decent against Unmask. Probably want it. So opponent can slow roll and try to go for the Assassin's Trophy on Cage. We obviously have Wasteland for the very first Bazaar. I'm just going to hit it now. The opponent has the Petrifying Field for the Bazaar. We don't really have a way to get 3 cards in their yard without them helping us. Has the Force of Vigor for the Cage. That's 1 card in their yard. We still don't have any way to get 3 cards in their yard. Lotus, Dig Through Time. Are we close on that? We're 1 away on that. Alright, so I guess we'll Lightning Bolt next turn to try to get to Dig Through Time mana. Not right now, right? I'm 1 short right now. Oh, I could hard cast the trap. Yeah, we definitely should have played our Lotus then. I didn't even think about that, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, we could definitely have hard cast the trap if we played Lotus. Well, we can't dig if we use our Lotus to play trap. So I'm not casting trap until there's like an actual reason to. I don't really see a reason to cast trap right now. Like, I guess opponent can like not put cards in the yard and like bring back Bloodghast or something. I don't really know. We should definitely have played our Lotus though. That was a mistake. I think we're supposed to hold up the dig and trap if we instead of playing something like a Dak Faden. That should buy us some time. Opponent has 1 Icarid, 1 Bloodghast, 2 Haggock, 3 Icarids, 2 Bloodghasts. That's a good draw. We're 1 away from Dig Through Time. I'm just going to probably trap this turn because opponent shouldn't be able to win if I get rid of all these cards. and then we can dig through time. How about Renin 6 Wasteland? Or do we take Cage? We just, like, Wasteland the Undiscovered Paradise. Then they can't hard cast, like, a Blood Gas that's probably left in their deck. I feel like Renin 6 Wasteland's where we want to be. So traps look good. I'm sure I could map out what the rest of the cards in opponent's deck are, but I don't really see a reason to do that. Alright. So I misplayed a little bit throughout there. Not playing Lotus was definitely wrong. Couple small things, but we learned a bunch. It's definitely a different matchup than playing against Pitch Dredge. I think boarding in Tabernacle is still correct, even though opponent is pretty resilient to it compared to a typical Dredge deck. So we definitely learned a lot from that. I definitely like the way we had our sideboard configured in that matchup.